Londoners are now able to slide down a piece of Olympic history. Now, if we take a quick look up at it, it's 178 metres above the ground. That's the EU's tallest and longest tunnel slide. And riders will be able to travel at 15 miles an hour, and the whole journey takes around 40 seconds. Now, it's been built out of 30 separate sections that twist and turn all around the actual slide itself and the building and the actual legs of the structure. Now, the structure was built by Anish Kapoor originally, and he was the original artist and designer commissioned by Boris Johnson in 2007. But the other artist who actually built the slide, who worked in collaboration with this, was Carsten Holler. Now, you may recognise some of his work previously from the Tate and the South Bank Centre, but this is his most recent installation, and it's open to the public tomorrow. Now, joining me now is Tim Finlay, who helped with the design of all of this. Tell me, it's quite a feat of construction, isn't it?
Yes, it's the construction of it was one of the major challenges, and it was really great to watch these 30 pieces coming, fabricated in Germany, transported in the backs of lorries, and then lifted up on hoists. So rather than bringing a crane to site and lifting pieces up one at a time, hoists were used, men on abseils, everything pulled up and worked really, really well. So
the structure itself actually became a piece of apparatus to put the slide in place?
Absolutely. We looked at all sorts of options, cranes and lots of scaffolding all over the existing structure, but actually where we ended up was a much simpler situation, and it worked really, really well.
And of course, the structure itself and the slide are both considered pieces of art. So did you have to be quite delicate with it, or was it generally a big construction?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was a privilege actually to get to work with the likes of Carsten Holler and Sir Anish Kapoor. Dealing with them and working through what worked for them, what worked as a piece of art, and seeing how they work together as a collaboration, and then entering into that design process was something else we as engineers all like to try and do every so often.
Definitely. And speaking to you previously, you said that you haven't actually worked on a project anything like this. In fact, there's not many others like this in the world.
Well, I'm not sure there is a project like this anywhere in the world. We took the opportunity to visit a few other slides, long slides, one particularly in Austria, about 50 metres long. But what we've achieved here, I think, is it's definitely a step ahead of that, and is a whole lot more fun.
And the science of it is quite interesting. The twists and turns, they're not just a general corkscrew, and that's been thought about, really, hasn't it?
Absolutely, actually, and that is one of the key and most interesting parts of it. If you've got a straight slide, you just end up going far too fast, and you just keep accelerating. By adding in the turns, you're thrown out to the side, the friction increases, and you can control the speed. So by balancing gradient and the curvature of each of the corners, we can control the speed all the way down.
And the actual slide itself has been built for all weathers, including a very rainy day like today. Explain how that works.
Absolutely. And it's not just about keeping the slide dry. Humidity, temperature, all have an effect on the speed of descent. As does the kind of mat. So what we've done is we've balanced the, as I say, gradient, curvatures, and the mat type to set a standard speed. On a particularly damp morning, we then have included a set of fans at the base of the slide. So on a morning like this morning, we've got the fans running, drying out the slide, ready for people to use.
And have you had a go?
I have. It was a lot of fun.
And was it actually as exhilarating and scary as most people think?
It was better than I had expected. Much better than I expected. I knew it was going to be great, but it was just that little bit more exciting than I thought it might have been, which is really, really good news.
Excellent. Well, thanks for talking to us, Tim. And this slide is now going to be open to the public tomorrow, but you may have to book in advance because for the next 2 weeks they're almost fully booked.